Hey guys, Card Hour and Troy here, back with another podcast. Just real quick at the top, I think we have a good amount of new subscribers. The last one did really well, so thank you guys so much for that. We're also, anyone who commented, we're going to answer every single one of your questions today. So that's more motivation for you guys. If you have more questions, comment them down below. We'll make a point to help everyone out as much as we can, and talk about the usual stuff we do. Today, we're going to be leading it off a little PSA SGC grading reaction. Obviously, some huge news going on there. If you've been living under a rock, PSA suspended all their services except for the $300 express and the $600 walkthrough. And then SGC, who everyone was looking to go to, raised their price from $25 per card to $75 minimum. We're also going to touch on quickly Haaland transfer rumors, the Germany game, and then we're going to get to your questions. And then at the end, we're bringing back a fan favorite segment. We're bringing back Card Hour's boiling point when we're talking a little bit about the recent rush of content creators who are talking about soccer. A lot of soccer experts out there. But I guess we'll just start off. We'll take it back to the top. What did you think? What was your first reaction when you saw that PSA was basically shutting down all submissions?
Well, from a selfish point of view, I think it's great because then my cards actually get graded. But as I just mentioned it, like before we start recording, like poor people that do this for a living, like that's the risk. Obviously, you run, right? But it's not something you expect to happen with such a big company and the market booming like this. Like you expect everything to be like rainbows and flowers and stuff like that, and all of a sudden they just shut down basically 95% of the business. And I mean, you're not going to grade I was almost going to say a bubble, but I'm not going to. But actually, I just did.
You brought up basketball first. It's only been 2 minutes. And now I have free reign.
Let's go for it. You're not going to send a bubble on a Super Express $300 submission. I mean, you can, but you're not going to. So, I mean, it was bound to happen. What was the backlog? 10 million cards. They received the same amount of cards in 3 days as in 3 months. I mean, people didn't care about the price rise. It was like, I don't care. I just want my cards graded by PSA. And I still think now they suspended it. People are just going to wait. They're not going to send it to BGS. They're not going to send it to SGCs, maybe not an option anymore. So they're just going to wait. And when PSA reopens, what was it? 1st of July?
That's what they're saying, yep.
Yeah, it talks about it. They're just going to get flooded again.
Yeah, I mean, well, I even had someone comment on my video who said he worked at the post office, and I think it's Newport Beach where PSA is, and he confirmed. He's like, yeah, we literally did not have enough space. They flooded our post office, PSA by themselves, when they raised the price. So I was just like, man, that's insane. I mean, yeah, I'm with you. Selfishly, I got so much stuff there. I mean, there was a submission I was actually going to send, and I was a little like, man, but it'll be okay. I mean, that's literally what I'm about to send is maybe like 15 cards. I really think I have legitimately over 500 cards at PSA right now. So there's, I'm eager to get those back. So selfishly, all right. Also, I don't usually plug my own channel on here, but if you want to hear like some real market, what I really think is going to happen in the market, I did that on my channel. So I won't go too far back into that. In terms, well, the one thing I will say on that is I've seen people act like, oh my God, this is going to like shake the earth. Like the whole world is going to change. And also some people were like, it doesn't matter. They're just going to send. It's like, yeah, there's going to be some impact though. There's definitely going to be some sort of impact. I don't think anyone knows for sure. Like I've said, I think raw prices will go down, especially of like this low end stuff. Like I've talked about like Donruss basketball, like in the past, like who is buying that really just to have that raw card? I would just think for me, like 90% of people are buying that because there's that margin. You buy it for $8, you get a PSA 10, that's a $100 card. I just think that's, pretty much exclusively who's buying those. And then I've seen people think raw is going to go to the moon, and we don't really know. I guess the last thing I'll say that my big concern is, like you said, everyone just wait. First of all, even like with a pause, they're just going to flood it again when it opens. And they know that, and then they'll have accomplished nothing. With SGC raising their prices, PSA could easily come back and say our minimum price now is $50 a card for bulk. And then I think people would still send, and they would make more money. So why would they not do that? You know, if they come back with the $25 option, especially when SGC went to 75, people are going to be like, oh my God, this is the greatest deal in the world. Like, I think it'll legitimately, if they're not going to do it like this, but hypothetically, if on July 1st they said, okay, everything back to normal, good luck, guys, they would get, I think, literally like they already got 3 times in those 3 days. They would get like 5 times what they got then back with people coming, and they know that. So I don't think they're going to do that. So I guess that's the only thing I'm concerned about now. Like you said, we have a ton of stuff there. We can wait. I'm not really tripping. It's just like I think the minimum grading price now is just going to be absurdly high. That's what I'm scared of.
I mean, is it really bad for PSA now? They only accept, because let's be honest, people that buy these high-profile cards only want PSA. So they suspended the options for basically the low-hanging things. So they don't care if it goes to SGC, because the high-profile cards become more expensive right now with PSA only accepting those. They know the primary market, like the high-end people, only want PSA anyway. So right now they just they make it themselves. I think it's a very smart move. They just let people send their useless low-end cards to SGC BGS. Then that's already gonna get rid of some of the potential submissions to them. And then when they do accept things again, they have less to worry about with all these low end stuff. They don't want to grade anyway. That's why they kept raising prices, because they didn't want to deal with the Bol Prism Raw and the Donruss whoever 10th-year card of some random player. So I think it's a very smart move of them, because I mean, same for me. I would rather wait for PSA to reopen than send my cards to maybe Vintage to SGC. I'm quite all right with, but everything else, I just want PSA on that slab. So I think it's a smart move. It's going to get rid of some delays in the future, maybe. But as you said, it's as soon as the gates open again, it's gonna get crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard a couple people say like, "Wow, congrats to PSA! Such a bold decision. They're doing the right thing." And like, yeah, I'm sure it was a tough decision, but like you said, this was not out of the kindness of their hearts, and they're not giving up any money, really. Like, you know,
Bro,
they
get 10 million backlog, man. The amount of upcharges they're gonna send out in the next couple of months and months, that's enough to make up for whatever. They're not gonna make a loss. Let's be honest.
Yeah,
like,
and they get paid. They get paid when the cards are completed too, so they're not giving up any money by doing this. And the other thing I thought about, I was like, I don't think they would do this, but like, it's funny though. Like, SGC kept sending shots their way. This literally, like, if they wanted to, this is not what they did, but they could have been like, F you, look what happened. They effed SGC by doing this. Like, SGC's like, wow, we can't handle this. You know what I mean? After all those shots, which I thought was funny. But yeah, I mean, I guess to keep up, man. Yeah, I guess the last thing I'll say is I kind of agree with you. I've heard so many people talking about HGA and CSG. Like, those slabs mean absolutely nothing to me. They have no reputation. Who knows? Like, SGC, I like SGC because, like I said, like, if just watch one reveal from SGC and you'll see that a 10 means something. So with HGA, CSG, I just wouldn't. For me, I'm not sending any cards there. I guess other people will, but I guess that would be my only other takeaway.
So, quick question then. Just answer one of the two. Do you think the rock market is going up or down then?
I think it's going down on the low end for sure. I'm fairly confident in that. And I think potentially even on the high end, because like I said, I can only speak from my own experience, but when I am bidding on low end raw cards, it's because I think I can grade them. And if I'm buying on a high end raw card, it's because I think I can grade it. You know what I mean? Like, if hypothetically someone was like, all right, I will sell you, let's just call it a Haaland PSA 9. You can get this for $1,500, or you can get it for $1,000, but you can never grade that one. That's $1,000. It wouldn't even be a conversation. Like, you could even make that PSA 9 like $2,500. I'd be like, listen, I'll just buy the 9. Good luck holding that raw one, trying to sell it on eBay, not get it returned. It just doesn't look the same. So once again, I can only speak from my experience, but that's that's what I'm thinking right now.
Okay, question 2: do you think the PSA 9 market is going to the roof, or is it going to drop because of the thing?
I mean, I don't know if it's going to the roof, but I just think that now it's almost like PSA is about to be the new like Supreme drop. It's like PSA is like limited, you know what I mean? So even like I just bought some PSA 8 Sancho optics for I think like $30 just as part of giveaways. Subscribe to the channel, we have those coming. But I was just like, man, like that's worth more than $30 to me now. Just the fact that like, I mean, dude, I'm telling you, when I got my first eBay return because the card was raw and then it just wasn't a PSA 10. So the person was like, I was like, yo, I'm done with raw cards. Like I can't do it. I can't handle it. And I imagine a lot of people feel the same way. So I think it'll drive them up a little bit. Like I said, like for instance, with that Sancho optic, I mean, how many of those are at PSA right now that are going to come back? So it's not like the supply is going to dry up. There's still going to be more and more coming. The only thing, and sorry, I'm regurgitating my video a little bit, is we'll keep it in the soccer world for now. But like, who's a random player? Someone I've joked about. Let's just say, for the sake of it, Tielemans, Belgium wins. He's the man of the tournament. How many of his graded cards are out there? Like 4, 3. You probably count them on one hand. So if it was a normal year and that happened, or if it was even you express some Tielemans, then the supply's there and then it'll meet the demand. But if you happen to have a nice PSA 10 of someone who already graded, like that's it. That has to be in so much demand. That's the only real effect I kind of see coming for these guys and these cards that are, you know, already at PSA and are going to come back. I'm not sure I see it affecting it like too much, except for the fact, like I said, I was buying Sancho optics raw because I was like, you know what, I'd rather buy this and I'll get it graded rather than just buying the 9 already. Now I would definitely buy the 9. I'm not dealing with all that other stuff. And like I said, I can only speak from my own experience, but I think other people probably feel the same way.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see. None of us know for sure. Once again, I'm sorry for getting a little ranty there, but I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what happens. I think it will have an effect, but I don't think, besides, like I said, besides the fact that I think the prices are going to be really high in terms of what's going to happen to your graded cards, I don't think it's going to be a crazy impact. But we'll kind of dive back in more into the technical nitty gritty stuff of the cards. We'll kind of cool off a little bit too, and we'll talk real quick about. I guess we'll start with Haaland's transfer. We'll get him with the clickbait here. Haaland's father and Raiola, if you don't know who he is, one of the most powerful agents in the world, kind of going on a for maybe you guys who follow US college sports, it seems like they're going on recruiting visits right now. Like just shopping them. They're in Paris, they're in Manchester, they're in Barcelona. What do you think of all that?
Yeah, I mean, the guy has the power to just go from club to club and see what they offer and then just say, okay, I'll let you know I'm going to the next one right now. So yeah, of course he's gonna get a fee, so he wants the highest possible amount he can get for Haaland. Yesterday, he, as you said, him and Haaland's father were spotted first at Barcelona, and then they went to Real Madrid. And there's apparently 3 more clubs that are interested. And well, if Raiola says he's going to visit another 3 clubs, that means there's basically only 5 clubs in the running. Yeah, real running, because otherwise they're not going to visit and listen to what they have to say or offer. So it's going to be Barcelona, Real Madrid. I imagine it's going to be City in there as well, maybe PSG. I don't know. I'm just naming some clubs with a lot of money behind them. So it's going to be interesting. Yeah. It's just funny, that fact that he went to Real Madrid and Barcelona in the same day. It's just funny. It's like, hey,
if you're the prettiest girl at the party, you can kind of do what you want. It'll be interesting to see as well. Like I've heard people say Manchester United. I don't think they'd be too happy to see Raiola there either. Like I don't know. That's an interesting one. It seems like that relationship is just messed up.
It's never gonna. It's the same with Haaland's father. He doesn't like Manchester United, so that's not gonna. I mean, I even read reports about Chelsea. Like, I mean, who makes these up, man? Come on, it's it's not gonna happen. I mean, the guy has probably enough money to buy 5 Haalands, but that's just not how it works. I don't think.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
It'll be interesting to see as well. It just the never ending question that we won't, beat a dead horse too much. But it's like, man, can Haaland prices go even higher? Because even we debated a little bit on this. I'm like, man, if he moves to Manchester City, I just don't think there's any way that the hysteria and consequently the prices of him don't go up. That's just how I feel about it.
Let's hope it doesn't have the Werner effect, and if he goes to Man U or any Premier League team.
Oh yeah, and you got to get your joke in there. Yeah, I mean, hopefully not. You never know. Once again, I think that's something to consider for people. Nothing is set in stone. We've seen people move before, and they don't have this success. They will. For me, I think Haaland will, but it'll be interesting to see. Last little bit of kind of like general soccer news here. Germany, Werner. Speak of the devil. I saw something on TV today. It was like they were making Werner North Macedonia passports. They're like honorary citizen, honorary hero of Macedonia. Wow. I mean, hey, I'll say I was wrong about that. I was like, you know what? He's going to get back to Germany. He's going to be at home. His form is going to be back. Was not the case. And then also, like, this was one of Germany's first losses. I forget the exact stat, but basically this is one of their worst performances in a while.
Yeah, I mean, Germany obviously lost to Spain 6-0, but it's like, just look at Group G and keep in mind, this is for the World Cup. This is a World Cup qualifiers. I'm not talking about Nations League and whatever. Yeah. I'm talking about World Cup qualifiers. Armenia is leading. North Macedonia is second. Then we have Germany, followed by Romania, Iceland, and Liechtenstein. So right as it sits right now, Germany is not even in the conversation for the World Cup. So it's it hurts, man. Werner, not only for the German team, but also for the guy's confidence is -10. I'm changing it from 0.0 to -10. I'm not sure what. Yeah, he's a total different guy, and I'm not even sure what needs to change for him in order to start scoring again, because it's not because you score one goal that all of a sudden you feel it, It's like you can score a tap in and that doesn't mean anything. Like you can let them score a penalty kick, doesn't mean anything. So Germany is right now not in the conversation, and then we have Norway, who is also not in the conversation. He's not gonna finish. Norway is not gonna finish in the top 4 in the Euros. We'll come back to that. We'll come back to that later in the boiling point. As it sits right now, they're 4th. It's a tough group though, with Turkey, the Netherlands, Montenegro. They all have, like, Turkey has 7, the Netherlands, Montenegro, and Norway have 6. So it's going to be a battle between the Netherlands, Montenegro, and Norway, because I cannot see Turkey give this away. I was telling people that Turkey is going to be a killer.
You were saying that. You were right. And it's funny it's funny you mentioned the Netherlands. I think Norway, everyone knows that was always going to be a tough battle. I mean, actually, I was going to say no one is counting Norway as a lock for the World Cup, but apparently there are people who are, and we'll get to that later. But everyone, I think with Germany, people are like, it's fine. But speaking of the Netherlands and the US, people were always like, oh, this loss, they'll be okay. And then they didn't qualify. So no country is like an automatic lock for the World Cup. You got to get it done, especially in Europe. It's tough. It's tough qualifiers out there. So I'm not saying Germany's not going to make the World Cup, but it's just, I mean, it's not good to be in the position they're in right now.
No, I mean, Belgium is kind of luck. Belgium is
I mean, there definitely are locks. I'm just saying, like, hypothetically, at least, it wouldn't be the first time a country that everyone is like, that's one of the top teams in the world doesn't make it.
Yeah. It's and especially this year, this could become the year. I mean, we like maybe a period of time is a better way to put it. We've seen anything and everything happen since the pandemic. So, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised that even France didn't make it, so to speak. So, it'll be interesting times. But there's gonna be some countries gonna left. Norway, I can see them not making it, but then we have to see. We're still early, and there's a long way to go still. So,
no one knows for sure. We won't waste too much time with the Haaland's transfer, the World Cup. I mean, really, we just got to wait and see. But it will be interesting. And actually, it's good. I have our clickbait for the video. Card Hour says France will not qualify for the World Cup. That'll be great.
There we go.
but we can now we'll get into your guys' questions. Once again, if you have them, we'd be happy to answer them. Drop them down below. We have some good ones this week, and we're excited to answer. So thank you guys for that. We'll start out. There's a couple, so it won't be like a super long answer to every single one, but we will answer every one we got. First one, boom. What do you think of 2006 sticker boxes?
It's funny because I was just looking at the Ronaldo and Messi stickers on eBay just yesterday, and I think these prices are like, what was it, $110 for a Ronaldo and like $60-$70 for a Messi. I think that's ridiculous. If those cards go for, what is it, like 5,000-6,000? I have no idea at this point.
Well, that's the biggest thing I noticed was a PSA 9. I'm pretty sure is close to is like pretty much the same price as the actual card.
Yeah, still, yeah, they are very tough to grade, the stickers. I mean,
this is true. In
raw condition, they're super cheap, so I can understand why even a PSA 9 or they're super. I have a couple of both, and the printing is just horrible. It's the only ones I've seen that are in great shape are the ones in slabs. It's not that I can go on eBay right now and see and get like a list of 10 stickers like maybe that's a 9. No, that's not the case. So but the boxes, I'm not really into the wax game or the box or the hold game, so I would say they're a buy. It's a Messi Ronaldo, so long term maybe it's a good play, but it's stickers. You have to believe in the market long term and believe that stickers are going to become much more valuable too.
Yeah, and also I don't have any hard numbers, but I would just imagine, I mean, from everyone, I mean, probably best, when it's the World Cup, these stickers, it's not supposed to be a limited thing at all. It's pretty much, let's print. We want there to be more than people want out there. Yeah. So obviously it's been a while, and demand back then probably wasn't as much as it is now, but I still have to imagine like there's a lot of probably still even unopened ones out there. But then again, I mean, with sealed wax, there will never be more supply. Demand in general should increase. So there's very few where I would say like, no, don't buy it. I wouldn't be rushing out to buy the 2006 in particular. I'd have to once again look at what the prices have been doing. But yeah, for me, I think there's other things I would rather hold. That's actually a good segue into the second one. Card or sticker, 2006 for you.
It's a hard one. I really like the cards, though. The design, I really like the amazing design. And you said it, like if you hold it in person, it's even nicer. So I've not had the privilege yet to hold one of these cards because I haven't bought any. I'm a stickers. Yeah, I'm from Europe. I have to say stickers, but I just love the card design. So I'm gonna go for the cards.
Yeah, I mean, I'm super biased, but it would just be the card for me. The only argument I could think of for this sticker is that the European market just grows so much that that's what people gravitate towards more. But
yeah, that's the thing I was going to say. As soon as more Europeans and people that have a collecting background of stickers come into this market, because everyone is always waiting on the Americans to join the market, but let's wait until Europeans and UK people join the market. I think stickers are going up in price. I think that it's a nostalgia factor. Like Americans collected cards, Europeans and UK people collected stickers. That's just the way it was. So then if they understand the market and they see there's a market for like GOAT players, then I can only imagine that stickers are going up in price. So maybe stickers are now the play, but as we said, like getting a 9 or a 10 in that 2006 sticker, that's tough. You maybe need to buy 100 or 200 of them to maybe even get a 9. So
yeah, it's funny. I think I mentioned it in the last podcast, but like the Sidemen, the big FIFA YouTubers, are still opening soccer packs, and they've been opening. They opened Euro 2020. I was like, oh man, someone's steering them the wrong way. But they opened that, and I was like, man, I feel like it's just a matter of time. But before they're opening these, they're like, oh, this is kind of cool, and then they're like, I bet you there's like, because they get super hyped when they pull like a Ronaldo. I'm like, eventually they're going to be like, what's like, because these guys are flexers, right? They're YouTubers. I'm like, they're going to want, it was the same thing with Pokemon. I'm like, they're going to want the coolest soccer card. And it'll be interesting to see, like, what do they go for? You know what I mean? Like, in that, I guess the point of that is the demand for this stuff is going to come from Europe. I'm agreeing with you for this nicer early stuff, and it's going to come. But yeah, for me, it's got to be the card. What are some good Mbappe cards to invest in under $50? This was one that kind of stumped us. I guess I'll let you take this one first.
Are there Mbappe cards under $50? Are there still out there?
You talked about it. The Optic or the Donruss, is that under 50 or no?
Good question. I
bet you it has to be at least be in that neighborhood. Around, there's no way a Donruss Raw is over 100. So I guess, yeah, I would. I guess, is there like some cheap France stuff? Maybe like a Select or something?
The priced footballers insert, maybe. Is that around that area?
I would just go for, once again, I'm sorry I can't provide I have a list of it, but I would just go for any like recognizable brands for me. And then also maybe stickers as well. Like I think you could definitely get some nice stickers.
Oh, it's the finest Phenoms, maybe. I think maybe this one can be under 50 raw. Maybe.
Yeah, I've kind of changed my tune recently. I even made a video about it. I think that even if it's not necessarily a rookie, if it's like of a real, like potentially legendary player like Mbappe could become, I think there will be a demand for his early stuff. So like I said, the Select, just be creative.
Yep.
The only thing I wouldn't go for is, you can make an argument for his Monaco match attacks, but definitely not like PSG match attacks.
No.
Just try to go for the most, just try to find a recognizable brand like that, like Topps Finest, Select, Optic, Donruss. I don't think you can go wrong with any of those. Do you think with Ronaldo's 2016 Euro win, his Select Portugal inserts are undervalued? There's something to be said for it. For me personally, I've never in basketball as well. And also not just me, historically, it has not been the case that if they won the championship in this year, it holds some sort of special value, their cards from this year. At least not to a great effect. So for me, no, I guess. Like a Euro 2016 Prism Ronaldo, I think is like kind of cool. It'll probably hold more value. Like I'd rather have that than his 2018, but it's also after. But yeah.
I think that was when I was still battling the Prism hype and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. I think that was one of the cards, as I told people, like if I would buy one of these 15-tier cards, that would probably be one of them, because he actually won the tournament. Like 2014 Prism, it doesn't mean anything for Ronaldo as a player that year. Like 2014 didn't they even get kicked out of the group stage by the USA, Portugal? I think that's the year it happened.
Yeah.
So he got kicked out of the group stage of the World Cup, and yet that card is so expensive. So that's something I didn't understand. And the 2016 Prism, the Euro one, he actually won the tournament. It was a miracle they actually won it, but they still did. So I would say it makes a little bit of sense, but are they undervalued? Yeah. It's so easy to call something cheap undervalued because it's Ronaldo. I would say no, but it's probably yes.
Yeah, I guess the only thing I would warn people again is if you have to do 3D chess in your mind to justify the value of something, then probably not. Like if it's like, the 2006 World Cup boxes are worth $3,000, the 2010 shouldn't be worth $500. Okay, that makes sense to me. Or Mbappe and his Monaco kit is worth something to people. Maybe I should buy stuff like that. But if you're having to go like, well, he won and then it's Select, there's also an insert, so it's a little bit lower pop. And then also 2014 I think is a little underrated. It's like it's too much for me. So maybe you can do well with that. But like I said, I would just, if I wanted to invest in Ronaldo, and especially if I have the budget, I'm going elsewhere.
Yeah.
Do you think Haaland Sapphire will keep rising? I know this is your favorite question.
I'm Brad Nolan. He's gonna kick me for this. I still don't understand the value of this Sapphire set. He keeps sending me pictures.
It's just because it has the RC logo on it. That's the only reason for me.
No, but just in general, it came over from the baseball market, right? The Sapphire set, and there it's premium. And I had to talk with him for like 10 times, and I refused to like get it inside my head that Sapphire means anything. Like it's. I don't know, like, what is it? RC, but it's Haaland in his Dortmund kit, right? It's the So yeah. It's then again, it comes back to what you believe a rookie card is and blah blah blah. I mean, I guess it will keep rising in price, even though I have no idea. I don't understand the product, so probably.
Yeah. I mean, we've talked about this to death, but there's so many other cards I'd rather have of his. I'd rather have the finest. I'd rather have the sticker. I'd rather have the Bundesliga for me personally. And then they were talking about it on Blowout as well. It's like the Sapphire sealed wax is like one of the most expensive soccer boxes there is now outside of Bundesliga. Yep. But someone said it, and they're like, why would I buy this over 2017 Topps Chrome? Something I've talked about. This is literally more expensive than 2017 Topps Chrome, which is also way lower. Well, I'm not going to say way lower pop, because I'm sure Sapphire was like limited because it was kind of special. Yeah. But I mean, who's in there? Like Fati, and he's not looking great right now. But outside of that, I don't think there's a single other card like you'd be happy to pull in there.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah,
but those two cover the cost of the box, basically.
Yeah, but I guess for it to be, I think it's literally like a $3,000 box right now, or like 3,500.
Yeah, it keeps going up.
I know he didn't ask about sealed wax, but I just feel so many people are talking about Sapphire sealed wax. Not for me. Also, Haaland Sapphire. I'd rather have something else. But also, with that being said, I would not be surprised at all to see it keep going up.
Yeah, agreed.
Do you think cheaper Ronaldo and Messi are worth grading?
I would love to know what he means by cheaper. Like, is it?
Yeah, I paraphrase some of these, so I apologize.
15 tier match attacks, or?
No, I think I apologize. I should have just put the whole question in here. Okay. It was, I forget what he asked about. It wasn't a rookie. It wasn't a second year. It might have been like there's like 2006 like goal cards, or like there's some interesting Messi and Ronaldo stuff that isn't too expensive.
I actually have a good example. I think if that's the question, let me pull it up again. And that's, I'm not sure if it's gonna be worth anything. It's gonna be it's this one, the accomplishments, the Donruss insert.
Yeah, stuff like that. I mean, that's I think like I said, I try to broaden the questions instead of like, if someone specifically asked about just that card, how many people is that really going to help? So like, but yeah, that's one of them.
Yeah, I mean, it says wins a record 5th Ballon d'Or trophy by at that time it was the record. Now it has 6, so that's changed already. I just love the design because the borders match his shirt, and then the accomplishments is in nice letters and everything on there. It's just a nice card. Is it gonna be worth it? I don't really care. It's Messi, and I really love the cards. So are they worth grading? Depends on what you want to do with it. I think for me, this is worth grading because I like the cards. I think he means, are there cheap Ronaldo and Messi cards and stickers you can grade and sell for a big profit? That's something different. I mean, I don't think there's any Messi or secret Messi or Ronaldo card out there. Like, everyone by now knows the cards Messi and Ronaldo has. So
there's not secret ones, but I mean, that one you pulled up, what is that, like a $20 card, 25?
I pulled it myself. I don't even know.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen some Donruss stuff. That'd be my guess. And to be clear, I apologize if that came across dismissive. I think it's an awesome card. That one I would buy as well. For me, but you are right though. But I think, I mean, I always look at like early LeBron stuff. I mean, anything graded from that is great. Even Jordan is amazing, and that was during the junk wax era. If it wasn't for how much was printed, like literally anything Jordan in a slab would be over like $200 in my opinion.
Yeah. Is it worth grading now? No. That's the thing I want to add.
Yeah, well, not now. That's a funny thing. Yeah, we were going to mention that as well. I would probably put my attention elsewhere if you're talking about like pure profit. Like I said, if you're buying, like I've looked at it as well, like early Ronaldo and Messi Donruss, like I think it was from like 2015. I think might be what that's from as well. It's just so cheap. Even in a PSA 9, it's like $40.
This is 2018.
Oh, okay. Well, there's even their early stuff like 2015, 2016 is like $50-$60 in a PSA 9. I would be surprised if it will at least hold value. It'll appreciate over time. It's Messi and Ronaldo, but I just I don't know. I wouldn't be rushing. Once again, it's all supply and demand. Like if you just broaden the entire ocean, like what is this? If it doesn't hold any particular meaning, the demand is never going to be like insane, and the supply is always just going to keep growing.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's the same with the candy sticker, right? With the Ronaldo, and it's like I feel like that's just a super random sticker that goes up in value. I find it funny that people spend that much money on him, but for all I know, like we have no idea. Maybe the accomplishments one becomes the next candy sticker. We don't know. So it's just what the market wants, where demand is, enough hype.
Yeah, it's interesting. This is actually maybe a good transition into your boiling point. I think that a lot of people, including myself to an extent, are being tricked into thinking like we're geniuses because everything is doing well right now. It's like, oh, I keep looking for everything. Like someone was talking about like a Michael Jordan Upper Deck soccer card, which to be fair, I think is actually cool and I'm sure will do well, but it's just kind of like it's more risky. Like I'm telling you, this kind of like even now, I think people have been talking about it, like even just random base cards that have like funny pictures on them. Like there's a baseball card from the 90s of a guy like playing and it's worth like $500 now. And the guy is a nothing player. That stuff will drop to zero the absolute quickest. And I'm not saying that like that sticker will, but it's just know that if you're going to, once again, be doing 3D chess in your mind, saying like this should be worth a lot, because the demand of the weird stuff, I think will go away fairly quickly.
I mean, I've seen people send in 500, 600, 700 of these raw stickers at the same time of the candy one, and you have a couple of those. I mean, now all of a sudden you see Haaland in the Salzburg lineup, like it's a multiple piece sticker, and the one with him, like you see, like if the sticker is the side of my screen, like it's like 1 centimeter of it is Haaland. And people are sending those in because it's Haaland in his Salzburg kit in the stuff like that. I mean, yeah, it's Haaland in his Salzburg kit, but the eye appeal is totally not there and stuff like that. So, I mean, people trying to find the hidden gems. So it's pretty funny to see.
I guess the short answer would be yes, especially if you have an unlimited budget. But I guess just a warning, because right now especially with soccer, you can make money grading anything. I think that's part of the problem. Like I sent in a Marco Reus rookie sticker that I got for like $5. I'm like really confident that I can get that back in a PSA 9, and at some point someone will best offer that for $199. So yeah, like I said, that also goes to show that there's other great opportunities out there. So if you're creative, you can do well on Messi and Ronaldo stuff. But just know the risks as well, is what I would say. And last but not least, we'll go into the fan favorite section, your Card Hour's boiling point. I think we mentioned it before actually, but every content creator is talking about soccer now, especially ones that don't have any kind of background, which I'm not necessarily opposed to, but I know you have some feelings. I'll chime in at the end, but I'll let you go.
I should have some red Rambo thing around my head.
We need to we need to up the production value, like a song or something. That would be. You know what? If we can get like, we'll put a target like 250 subscribers or something. We'll get some nice like intros and graphics going. But for now, you're just gonna have to carry it yourself.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to attack anyone in particular. I'll try and be as abstract as possible, not to like point to anyone. But yeah, as you said, like, and you see it happen every time a market blows up. I've seen it in the past as well. As soon as basketball blew up, everyone was talking about basketball. It went from basketball to baseball to basketball to American football, and all of a sudden the same people were talking about Pokemon and comics. The same people are now talking about soccer cards. It's like, sure, if that's your journey and you wanna record your journey and document your journey, but then you should stick to facts. That's the easiest thing to check. Like, don't give your opinion about a player if the only thing you know about that player is he's fast. Like we've said a million times to each other, like, if you make videos, you should add value to that video, because people can watch 2-minute clips of YouTube about Mbappe and see that he's fast. But that's not a reason to buy a player or to advise a player because he's fast, because there's a million fast players on the planet. So that's the issue I have right now, because I've seen 3 or 4 videos in the last week from content creators that talk about soccer stuff, and those are easy to check facts, and it's just not true. Like easy stuff like the age of a player or a particular team in a particular competition making it or not making it. It's like it takes 2 seconds to check if it's true or not. But don't just go out and say stuff like America is going to play in the Euros, stuff like that. It takes 2 seconds to check it. And if that's, I always think like if someone heard me say that, that's enough for them to never watch a video of mine again, because it takes 2 seconds. Like a true soccer fan is going to tune out forever because it doesn't make sense. Like Haaland playing for the Netherlands, like I've seen that. It's like, what? Haaland's playing for the Netherlands, and I get it. Like as if you build your channel and you have like 10,000 subscribers, the ad revenue starts to look very, very interesting. But if that's the main goal, then I think it's pretty sad that you use a very hype subject to make money, even though your content is, am I gonna swear? is so I think, and especially the people watching, if they're as uneducated as you, they're gonna take whatever you say at value, as facts, and that's gonna hurt people in the long term. Because if you advise people to go and buy a certain player, well, even not if you advise it, a lot of people just have to mention the player in their podcast stream. That's enough for people to jump on him. So if they then send it in for grading, they're gonna lose a lot of money if you have no idea what you're doing. So I think it's a shame that these people use a subject like soccer, especially because it's like very early. Like I don't think it's gonna go away, but it can get damaged, and that's something I think a lot of soccer content creators take very much pride in, is that we actually know what we're talking about, and we are so early, so we can educate people and let them try stay in the hobby. And if there's then some people that go out and say about everything about claiming to know it, that makes us look bad as well, because we're so small community right now of content creators talking about soccer. So I think it's not. I just don't know. Do you go out and tell those people that it's just wrong, or do you let the people decide who watch? I have no idea, because I feel like I'm a part responsible right now, because I know these people are not telling facts. Like, do I call them out? Do I don't call them out? I have no idea what to do, because obviously I don't want to tell them what to do. But
I'd love it if you called them out. That'd be great. Great theater for me.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to get involved in stuff like that. I've seen that happen in the past with people, like channels calling each other out, and then there's I mean, I'm 27. I don't want to get involved in childish stuff like that. But I do feel kind of responsible if I don't say anything and people go out and buy that card, because I could should have just put it in the comments. So it's not as easy as it sounds. But I feel really bad right now that some people go out and say like stuff like that. It's just I think it tells you what kind of person that is, and I think it's not as easy. Like, it's not clear cut, you know. It's not because you make those kinds of videos that you're a bad person, but you should maybe wonder why that person is making those kinds of videos. If they're like at least 10 minutes long, yeah, and they're filled with stuff like that, then you know it's just ad revenue, right? I mean,
yeah. I had a lot of thoughts while you were talking, so I'll apologize. I'll try to keep them short. The first thing I will say is, like, I think you can go too far the other way. I don't think we're being overly critical. Like, it's not like this person is opening a pack and they're like Salzburg from Australia, and obviously he meant Austria, or like they're just talking about it and having fun. Like, I'll say this: I know basketball on a very high level because it's my job. And I have no problem when there's people who didn't play basketball at a high level come in and talk about it. Just, you don't have to be an absolute, like, you don't have to be a pro to give good advice, to do well investing, and to help out other people. And also, sure, I appreciate people doing the same for me. I've talked about it before. I wish I was more well-versed at, like, you know, a high line. And because he's faster, he's like, I wish I knew that to a T with soccer. I do know the sport pretty well, but there's definitely more for me to learn. But I don't think it's up for debate at this point that I've helped people learn the game and learn soccer card investing. But it's like you said, these people are coming from my problem is they're coming from a place of authority. They're telling you like to buy this, or people are asking them about players and they'll be like, oh yeah, that guy's trash. I'm not buying him. I wouldn't buy him. It's like, if I was to talk about baseball cards and I actually know baseball, grew up playing it, watch it, and I got a player's position wrong, like not a misstep, like just like spoke confidently and was just 100% wrong, and I didn't do my research at all. People have every right to call me an idiot, say never speak about baseball again. And I'm not saying we should do that to these people, but it's once again, like you said, I've said it on my channel, I've said it on here. It's just very transparent. You don't have to look very hard to just, and a lot of times people even flat out say it in their videos, why people are why they're creating content. And also, again, like you said, there's so many people, I think, like, and I'm not perfect. I'll speak for you as well. You're not perfect. We're always trying to improve our YouTube videos, but just ask yourself at the end when you watch videos, like, first of all, did I gain any value from this? And does this person like care at all about helping me? That's what I would think. I mean, and to be fair, you can go the entertainment route, like if you're watching these people. But what I've always said is like, any of these David Dobrik or these mega entertainers, it's like, though you're special, like you're providing value in terms of your entertainment. You're an amazing personality. You have amazing production. In the card world, I have yet to find anyone. Well, I'm not going to say that, but for the most part, because I'll even say one person. I think Sasha T's vlogs are great entertainment value. But I haven't found many people where it's like, wow, just in terms of entertainment, I just love to tune in just to hear you talk. So I guess that's the one thing I'll ask people to keep in mind. And that was kind of my issue with it.
Yeah, I think we said that multiple times. Like after you watch the video, like, do you actually know something more? Like, did the person in that video said something more than just... If you watch a 2-minute video of that player, is it the same value as you've watched a 10-minute video of that guy talking about players? Because, I mean, I cannot imagine if you talk basketball and baseball 24/7, and all of a sudden you've watched 500 hours of soccer games. Like,
yeah. So
it's just be careful. Don't do your own research. I know it's I'm done saying the word research. Because I hate the word by now, but still do your own stuff, man. You can listen to 5 different people talk about cards and then you make up your own mind, but don't just buy a player because the title says low-hanging fruit or players to buy right now, or
careful there with the titles,
whatever. Whatever. I don't care, but
yeah,
they can do whatever they want, and it's at the end of the day, it's still up to the people listening to decide what they want to do. Because I can say right now, buy Ronaldo. That doesn't mean you have to buy Ronaldo, even though it would be a good investment. But yeah, just be careful out there, and it's we're gonna see a lot more of that in the future too. So just pick someone you genuinely like watching, and you have a feeling that he knows something about the sport, and that's already a good step.
Yeah, and we'll wrap it there. We don't want to get too preachy, but the last thing I will say though is I think that even though that was long, that conversation is worth having because this stuff matters. Like I said, we're not like, he didn't know that was Salzburg wasn't his first club. He was at Molde and blah blah blah. He would like it's like they're giving people, this is real money. They're affecting other people's money by giving the wrong advice, and like this isn't even someone in particular, but like hypothetically, like charging for a membership and people are paying for it for bad information. Like this stuff matters. So I guess that's, once again, be guarded with your value and your time. But yeah, we'll keep it there. Thank you guys so much for watching. We really appreciate it. We'll be back, and maybe less ranty next time, unless you guys enjoy it. So make sure to drop a like, and we'll see you next time.